Hey guys, it's me, Rich. What you're about to hear could change the future of American politics. Vice President JD Vance has just declared war on the Democrat establishment, and the scale of what he revealed is pretty jaw-dropping. Guys, this is the opening salvo of a movement designed to dismantle left-wing groups from top to bottom. And what we'll get into is that this push is bigger, bolder, and far more relentless than anything we've ever seen before. If you thought politics was already brutal, you haven't seen anything yet. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to RPW Media, where we are the antidote to the daily onslaught of radical woke Marxist propaganda. Look, if you like our videos already and you haven't done so, you should become a subscriber to the channel. You can hit the notification bell and smack that like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. And you get notified every time we send out a new message. And thank you. All right, JD Vance has just sent shockwaves through D.C. He didn't hold back. He declared war on the Democrat establishment. And this wasn't some casual line thrown out there. What Vance laid out was a dismantling plan, one so aggressive, it's enough to shake anyone awake. So the silence and calm before a war, that's ended. Ladies and gentlemen, the reckoning has begun. Now, how far will this war go? And what will remain when it's finished? All right, let's get into it. The assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk wasn't just a tragedy. It became a rallying cry for what is now shaping up to be the most aggressive conservative push in modern history. JD Vance filling in for Charlie's show, his podcast from the White House. And he didn't just mourn his friend. He went further. He declared an all-out war on what he called the domestic terror movement of the American left. But you need to ask yourself, if the gloves are really off, who's about to get hit first? Now, I'm going to play some clips here of JD Vance sitting in for Charlie Kirk's podcast after his assassination. The video itself is well over an hour long, but I cut it down just to take what I consider the most important clips for this video. It's a must watch as JD Vance declares war on the left. Now, because I broke it down into separate clips, I can assure you that I have not taken liberty with any context. Give it a watch.
But consider the level of propaganda at work. Charlie was gunned down in broad daylight, and well-funded institutions of the left lied about what he said so as to justify his murder.
Yep.
This is soulless and evil. Now, I have heard many calls in the last few days for unity and for healing in the wake of Charlie's assassination. You have no idea how desperately I want that, how gratified I was when Democratic friends and even former Senate colleagues reached out to offer their condolences to me. I'm so thankful. And I know there are so many like them all across.
If those of you are wondering why they would offer condolences to JD Vance, it's because he and Charlie Kirk were really close. They were good friends.
Our great country. I really do believe that we can come together in this country. I believe we must. But unity, real unity, can be found only after climbing the mountain of truth. And there are difficult truths we must confront in our country. One truth is that 24% of self-described, quote, very liberals believe it is acceptable to be happy about the death of a political opponent.
Because they're nuts.
While only 3% of self-described very conservatives agree. 3% is too many, of course. Another truth is that 26% of young liberals believe political violence is sometimes justified. And only 7% of young conservatives say the same. Again, too high a number. In a country of 330 million people, you can, of course, find one person of a given political persuasion justifying this or that or almost anything. But the data is clear. People on the left are much likelier to defend and celebrate political violence.
And if anybody tells you differently, they're lying to you, like CNN and MSNBC.
This is not a both sides problem. If both sides have a problem, one side has a much bigger and malignant problem, and that is the truth we must be told.
Watch how animated he gets. He gets really serious here.
That problem has terrible consequences. The leader of our party, Donald J. Trump, escaped an assassin's bullet by less than an inch.
Yep.
Our House Majority Leader, Stephen Scalise, came within seconds of death by an assassin himself.
Yep.
And now, the most influential conservative activist in generations, our friend Charlie, has been murdered. This violence, it doesn't come from nowhere.
Right.
Now, any political movement, violent or not violent, is a collection of forces. It's like a pyramid that stacks on top, one support on top of the other. That pyramid's got a foundation of donors, of activists, of journalists, now of social media influencers, and of course of politicians. Not every member of that pyramid would commit a murder. In fact, over 99%, I'm sure, would not. But by celebrating that murder, apologizing for it, and emphasizing not Charlie's innocence, but the fact that he said things some didn't like, even to the point of lying about what he actually said.
Which is what they've all done. They're all on the left lying about the things that Charlie said.
Many of these people are creating an environment where things like this are inevitably going to happen. We can thank God that most Democrats don't share these attitudes, and I do, while acknowledging that something has gone very wrong with a lunatic fringe, a minority, but a growing and powerful minority on the far left.
Right.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. Absolutely. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree.
And guys, let's face it, that's exactly what Charlie did. He would hand a microphone to anyone who wanted to speak. He didn't care who, and he let them speak uninterrupted for as long as they wanted to speak. That's what he did. But he was persuading the young people. See, the communists always want to get the young because then they can mold them into being little leftist killers like them.
I'm desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable. And when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country. But I promise you that we will explore every option to bring real unity to our country and stop those who would kill their fellow Americans because they don't like what they say. But you have a role too. Civil society, Charlie understood this well, is not just something that flows from the government.
Right.
It flows from each and every one of us. It flows from all of us. So when you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer. We don't believe in political violence, but we do believe in civility. And there is no civility in the celebration of political assassination. Get involved, get involved, get involved. It's the best way to honor Charlie's legacy.
Exactly, guys. Look, he went on to call out George Soros's Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, and probably the Tides and the Joyce Foundation are involved in well, both of which funded an article excusing Kirk's murder in The Nation magazine. His words were blunt. He said, they are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years ago. Now think about that for a moment. American taxpayers funding groups that excused the murder of conservatives. Also, tell me when the last time a conservative shot a Democrat or when a conservative murdered one of their top influencers. Because it's never happened. That means doxing campaigns, riots, street violence, propaganda machines, all of it has to go. The corporate press is already panicking. They're calling this the right's Braveheart moment, and should be. Soros' empire is now in the crosshairs, and the administration, well, they've already floated RICO charges. Yes, RICO, the very law designed to take down the mafia. Now it's aimed at Democrat-aligned networks accused of staging unrest. And they staged unrest, while at the same time reporting that it was we who kept staging unrest. But we don't even remember that. Now, Trump had threatened it before, but now Kirk's death gives the administration the cover it needs. The gloves aren't just off, guys. They've been thrown in the fire. For decades, Soros has been tied to chaos, from Charlottesville in 2017 to Black Lives Matter riots in 2020. But this isn't just about Soros anymore. This is about the entire Democrat machine. Analysts like Robert Barnes are comparing it to dismantling the KKK after Reconstruction, stripping funding, prosecuting leaders, rewriting laws, in some cases even prison. And why isn't it a good comparison? The KKK was born and run by the Democratic Party. Republicans no longer need Democrat cooperation because we never got it anyway. They've got Congress. They've got the courts. And with that power, they intend to bulldoze through without hesitation this time, guys. For the left, opposition itself may be now grounds for federal investigation. Under terrorism and racketeering laws, the sky's the limit. Vance summed it up perfectly when he said, "We do not negotiate with terrorists." That's the line. No wiggle room, guys. The message is crystal clear. Submission or destruction. Become a human being in the civil society or we will destroy you with prison time. The only real suspense now is how long the Democrat opposition will last before it collapses under the weight of what's coming. America is at a turning point right now. We're all feeling it. For decades, conservatives endured wave after wave of attacks, slander, violence. But now the fight has shifted. And here's the upside. For the first time, conservative America isn't playing on defense. They're on the offense, guys, determined to protect the nation, honor Charlie Kirk's memory, and restore safety to American families. We're sick of the rot of the left. Now, that's the future we're staring at. Much brighter, better future than ever before. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.